Good morning, students. I hope you're having a great day. Today in science class, we're going to be doing Inquiry 3.2, Reading a Seismogram. For those of you who are doing this virtually, you will not be able to complete the entire task at home because you will not have the seismograph in front of you. Now, I did take a picture of it, but the quality of the picture on the assignment is not clear enough and close up enough for you to see all the details, but I did want you at home to be able to at least see what a picture of a seismogram looks like. And we'll talk about that more in just a minute. Let's go back to our activity. Those of you who are virtual, I want you to read the Alaska earthquake of 1964 on page 34 in your textbook. Let me go back one page to that. It's just a little short reading passage, but it will explain the background information about the earthquake that these seismograms are taken of. Okay, so make sure you read that passage, and then you're going to view the illustration on page 35 in the textbook to answer questions 1 through 5. So those of you who are virtual, you will stop when you finish number 5. Okay, let's take a look at the book again and see what is on page 35. So if you log into your book and you go to page 35, you will see the picture of the seismogram at the bottom. It shows you how this was recorded. This was recorded on one of the vertical seismographs. So it has a rotating drum. So this just spins around and the little marker marks the earthquake vibrations and so forth on the paper as it spins. Now here is a little strip of that is zoomed in. We can see here that this earthquake occurred at 08:58 hours, which is 8:58 a.m. on military time. And this also is Pacific Standard Time because we're on the Pacific coast of the United States, both Alaska, where the earthquake actually occurred, and Bellingham, Washington, which is where the seismograph was. Those are both on Pacific Standard Time. And this earthquake occurred on the 27th of March, 1964. Now, there's some little marks here that show us time. This started at 8:58. Here is 8:59. Here's 9 o'clock. And then as it goes back around, by the time we get to this point here, we're at 9:30. Then as it goes back around, when we get to this point right here, we're at 10 a.m. So this shows us the minute marks. It also shows us the arrival of the P waves. The P waves start right here, and you can see the P waves are shorter, compressed types of waves on the recording. And then we see the start of the S waves of the earthquake. And the S waves, as you can see, are a little bit taller than the P waves on the reading. And they're just a little bit more spread out. Okay, so you can use this sample of a seismogram on page 35 to help you answer questions 1 through 5. Okay, now in class, we're also going to be viewing the seismogram that was recorded in Bellingham, Washington, and we're going to be using it to help us in class to answer the rest of the questions. But really what I want you to see is just the picture of the seismograph. You can see it's a lot bigger. It stretches over the entire earthquake episode. We see the initial earthquake, but we also see some of the after effects of the earthquake or aftershocks. So I had to zoom in to see that, but even with it zoomed in, you can't see enough detail to do the rest of the activity at home. So just make sure that you complete questions 1 through 5. If you have any questions, make sure you contact me and I'll be glad to help you. I hope you have a great day.